Hello, love. Today I'm excited to share with you tips on how to get the beautiful hair you saw me wore in the display video with braiding hair. Yes, I made use of darling superstar attachment to do this. So first thing I did was to ventilate my closure. I made use of the horizontal method to ventilate a 3 by 5 closure. I don't want to go into more details in this because we already have an agreement in the live section I was on some time back that we're going to learn how to ventilate a closure from scratch. So make sure you turn on the post notifications so you can be notified when I'm live, so you can learn how to make yours if you don't know how to. If you don't have any idea on how to make a closure, make sure you attend that live session so I can teach you how to do that. Okay, so this is the final look of the closure. It looks beautiful as always, so make sure you attend to know yours. Okay, so I made use of my bundles. I already have a video on my channel on how to do that. I'll put it in the description box so you can watch and learn how to do that, because of course you need your bundles to make your wig. So first thing you will have to do is to pin down the middle of your closure onto your mannequin. Of course you would have a wig cap on. Okay, then after doing that, you go to the back, like you're pinning the middle in front, pinning the middle at the back. Okay, then you go ahead to secure the two sides in front, just as so. You have to do that so you will have a secured closure on your wig cap on the mannequin head, right? So after doing that, you go ahead to secure the bag as well. Make sure you're kind of pulling a bit, but not so much. Okay, just make sure it's flat on your wig cap, just as so. Then what you have to do is to go ahead and stitch your closure onto your wig cap with your needle and thread. You have to make sure you sew this carefully. Take your time to do this. Just do some stitches on it so you can secure it on to your wig cap. The video is very self-explanatory, so I'm going to let you guys wash and learn how to do that. I will come back to explain where I'm supposed to. I have my guidelines on already. If you guys want me to do a video on how to do guidelines, there's no problem. Just let me know in the comments. I'll always respond to you guys. So let me know in the comments so I can actually teach you guys how to do that. So after sewing down your closure, you've gotten to front and you've secured the end of the thread. After cutting it, you have to pin down your bundles to the guidelines you have, right? You have to make sure you're working on a straight line, like on a line. You have a guideline to work with so you'll be able to sew your wig in a proper way. So I went in with my needle and thread to secure, like to stitch my bundles down to my wig cap. So of course you have to secure the end of the thread by using your needle to go in between the two threads you have. Like when you tie your thread, you have like two ends, right, to make it up, like it's like four, so two side, right? You put it in between and secure the end, so you'll be able to secure the end of your bundle so you can start stitching. I actually went down of like beneath the bundle to show. I didn't stick directly on it because of course we made these bundles from braiding hair, so it doesn't have that weft like human hair, you understand, right? So make sure you watch that video so you'll be able to learn how to do the bundles and you understand why I said you have to go through it, under it, and not pin your needle on the bundle. Do you understand? You're going under of the needle. You can see what I'm doing, under of the bundles, I mean to say. So this is what I'm doing, making sure to follow on the guidelines I have. Make sure you have guidelines on your wig cap so you know how many lines you have, so your hair doesn't look too full or too scanty. You understand? So make sure you have guidelines always work with, so that when you're even done sewing your wig, you will have like that fine interior of it instead of just having scattered lines all over. So I'm trying to show you guys how to actually bend over, like turn over your bundles when you're sewing. So when you get to this part of the cap that has like the belt and the what do you call, the elastic band, you have to put your bundle in between the two lines you have, like the line you're sewing on and the line in front of you. But make sure it's closer to the line in front of you before you sew it to the end. Don't sew it to the end before you do this. When you get to that part where the elastic band, just do this process so you're able to get very close to the next line you want to turn over to start sewing, so you don't end up cutting your weft every time. You can even do this for your human weight. Understand? If you cut the bundle right before you're done sewing to the closure line, you're going to have hairs coming out. So to avoid that, make sure to always turn over to sew. So when you get to that point, when you sew, you've sewn and you've gotten to the parts where the other line is that you folded, you just have to sew and go back to it. I will allow you watch so you understand what I mean. I don't want to bore you guys with my talk, okay? So make sure you watch, and I'm coming back to explain where needs explanations. So when you're done sewing everything from the back and you've got into the closure, you can see you have a gap between the closure and the bundles you've sewn down, right? So to close that gap, you need to take a bundle of hair like your weft and place it on the spots you know you sew down, you stitch down your closure onto the wig cap, so you can begin to stitch both the bundle, the wig cap, and the closure together, so you can help cover up that gap you have and have a really nice look on when you wear it, so you know it doesn't have like opening all over everywhere, so you have to close that gap. You can't wear your wigs that way, so make sure you stitch it carefully. When you're working on your closer part, you make sure you're taking your time, because when you wear your wig, that's where they're going to be saying like first, you understand? So when you're done sewing and you've gotten to the end and you have SS's on your bond, of course you have SS's. It's better you have SS's than you don't have enough to complete the hair. You know, right? So you just cut on any part, making sure to leave SS's close to the closure so you can pull out the hairs. Do you understand? Make sure you check to know that okay, you've gotten to the line you need to end. Yes, okay. So you do that, then you go in with your needle and thread and begin to secure the end as well. Then you tie your thread, and then that's it. So when you're done sewing your hair, this is what you have to do next. Make sure you take a scissors and cut off the excess cap you have underneath the closure. You can't rock your wig looking having the cap under the closure. You need to have that scalpy effect. So make sure you cut it off. You don't need that. So cut it off. Okay. So when you're done doing that, you just go ahead to section your hair into different, just into smaller sections, because you have to style your hair. You can't wear your hair looking this way, so make sure you section it so it can help you work faster. Go ahead to regulate your hot tool. Check if it's too hot, make sure you try it on the particular spots before you go ahead with the whole hair. Make sure to straighten your hair. But I will always say this: do not use it very hot. It's going to damage your hair, and all your work is going to be like you never did anything. So make sure to regulate it. I know most of you be wondering why I'm sectioning the front of the hair. Yeah, that like I said, this is the front part. You just need to go in with your mascara. You have a mascara at home. If you don't have, you can get one. Okay, then use and apply on the front part of the hair. You wouldn't want to rock a blonde wig looking all ashy. Do you understand? Just make sure you have a little dark root. You can do whatever length you want. I don't want my dark root going too down. Do you understand? After that, make sure you take a blow dryer to just play around it to check that it's no longer staining, of course, so you can get dried on your head. And I went ahead to actually cut off the excess lace in front. Don't wear your wigs with a lace in front. Make sure you're going with your scissors in a zigzag way, take off the excess. Then I went in my shade of foundation to kind of, tint down the underneath of the closure so it gives me that scalpy effect. Then I went in with that same shade to just define the middle part. And this is me trying to fit on the hair. This is the moment of truth, right? This year. So I wasn't really saying what I was doing at the back. At this point, I was a bit frustrated. So I had to take the camera, face me in front, and this is the final look of this hair. This is gorgeous. It's really gorgeous. Let me know what you think of this hairstyle. I'm happy it came out this way. So let me know what you think of this hairstyle. Let me know if you tried that in the comments. Do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. I love you guys. I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye.